They come in, I'd say, many different forms and ideas. As the human brain needs to categorize this type of information. Like, you know how we study different things? Our brain organizes this into different categories. So like we don't lose this sort of concept, and we could keep them as individual ideas. Another cause of such stereotyping is the idea of competition between people. Some people see themselves as bigger or better than other people. And when they do so, sometimes they try to put down other groups of people by creating such stereotypes in order to make themselves seem better. Not only is this sort of just a thing deep rooted inside our brain, but another cause of such stereotypes is just to overall just be negative, which isn't something that just brings us together. One example of this is the idea that black people can't swim. And while this is a stupid idea, as there have been numerous different swimmers of this race, due to some random few occurrences when such race was enslaved, that this stereotype bloomed and blossomed. This type of stereotyping is a stain in what we call our history.
More often than not, stereotypes, being typically negative, hurt the perceived group. This effect is psychological, affecting how people act in certain activities and causing anxiety. For example, say you're at a restaurant or a fast food place. You're sitting down at a table, eating your food, minding your own business, and then suddenly, this guy pulls up and, say in this situation you're Asian, he squints his eyes and just laughs before walking away. If I was in that situation, I would feel pretty bad about myself. You know, seeing how people just have the audacity to come up to me and just make fun of me just for the way I look. That would really affect my insecurities and my self-esteem. Moving on, as a result of 9/11, a stereotype that Muslims were dangerous spread like wildfire. According to the FBI Crime Data Explorer, there's been an increase in hate crimes during that time. Going back to examples from before, being told you can't swim because of how you look can cause you not to try and learn. Simone Manel, the first black woman to win the Olympic gold of swimming in 2016, and Colin Jones, the first black man to set a world record. These two, along with other black athletes, break beyond the stereotype and show the world just how wrong these ideas are.
We know that stereotypes, like other ideas, are shared with those we surround ourselves with. Arguably the most influential, and therefore detrimental, ways stereotypes spread are from our parents when we grow up. As growing kids, we are in a developmental state where the things we see and hear around us can impact us and how our brains develop. An easy example of this is learning your first language. As babies grow up, they naturally find themselves beginning to understand the language most commonly used around them, which is why in many cases we learn to talk before we can read or write. This developmental stage leaves us vulnerable to influence from others, leaving us with the troubling spread of stereotypes and other harming ideas. The spread of stereotypes can also come in times of crisis. The effects of 9/11 caused a surge of hate for Muslims and anyone who looks the part. This serves as a clear example, showcasing how the public, with a similar idea of danger, creates a common stigma amongst themselves. This is especially true in politics. We see that those who follow their politicians share the more aggressive views. While this is most likely a loud minority of followers, it's still important to note that there is an influx in hate crime, with politicians making public announcements about other ethnicities. The idea that black people can't swim spread from back when they were enslaved, using this joke as a way to deprive freedom and humanity from them. Freedom they already didn't have, and a humanity that was taken away from them.
俺の勝ちだ!